because he said, I started recording, but he said that we will be in 2 different groups. It said, why? Does anyone know why?
No.
I'll go take a look real quick.
Okay, I'm looking too.
Yeah, I'm trying to look.
Is everything just the same though, even with Thanksgiving?
Yeah, like.
Oh yeah, they don't recognize Thanksgiving in this world. Well, it's a busy week too.
No.
It's like the worst week to have a busy week.
Right?
Yeah,
Maybe
seriously.
he'll give us extension or something.
Hopefully, cross your
Maybe.
fingers.
Well, because isn't the paper due next week too?
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
Wow, Thanksgiving is gonna be fun.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Are any of you
I'll
guys
be
traveling for
editing.
Thanksgiving?
What?
Are any of you guys traveling for Thanksgiving?
I'm just
I
going
travel
home.
across the road.
Down to Utah. Not too far.
That's cool. Yeah.
I'm just going to Soda Springs, where I'm from. So
It's a little bit of
not
travel.
too bad.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to California, so I'm super excited.
Oh, that'll be way fun.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Is anybody discussion leader next week? Like, do we have anybody even signed up?
I think it's Amber, right?
Because
yeah.
in here, or in the, where did I see it at? I lost it. Oh, so there's an assignment, discussion prep for both discussion leaders.
Oh.
Yes, we need 2 next week.
So one of you will be assigned to management and to local 190, whatever that means. Okay, so the first team is going to read about Baxter Corporation. Or no, wait, I don't know.
How are we splitting into teams? What the heck?
It's literally going to be 2 people in one of the teams.
Yeah.
Hi!
So looks like we have to meet at our regular meeting time, and for part of our meeting time split off, and then at the very end I think meet together again.
That's way excessive. That's crazy.
Yeah, and write up the final contract as a team.
Wow. Yeah. That's,
okay.
do we want to do a different day, or are you guys all good with this day?
Could we?
My only thing is I'll be traveling. Yeah, well, I'll be with family.
Can we do like Tuesday maybe?
Let me look at my calendar.
I could do Tuesday probably.
Yeah, I can do Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
Yeah, I could even do Wednesday too if everyone can do that, but Tuesday might be better.
I'll just be with all my in-laws, and I would feel bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I can do Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
We could do.
I mean, unless we can do can we do more of morning, afternoon on Wednesday? Can anyone do that, or does everyone have work?
I have work.
My kids will be home, and that'll be crazy.
Okay. Would it be possible to do Tuesday? Can we do Tuesday?
Yeah, I think that sounds like it's best for everybody.
Okay.
I'll be in the
car.
I don't know if you guys would want to do that early.
I could do Sunday.
Yeah.
I hate to be like the one. I can't do it on Sunday, unfortunately.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm still available Monday if we want to push it as early in the week as possible.
I can do during the day on Monday too if.
Well, I think Jared has work on Monday, right?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. Well, does Tuesday night work for everybody?
I will be in the car traveling. Would that be okay?
There's a possibility. I have another class where we're supposed to. Surely we're not going to start next week. I'm supposed to team up with a partner, and we're supposed to have our meetings on Tuesday night.
Let's just do it Wednesday. That's fine. I'll just separate from my family for a little bit. That works. I feel like that will be fine, better for everyone.
Would you rather do it on Tuesday, Devin? Because I could probably, if I do have to meet on Tuesdays, like switch it around.
I'll just be driving down to Utah because we fly out Wednesday morning. But I would I mean, I could do like Google Hangout in the car, and I'd probably prefer that. But if we can't, that's totally okay. I can do Wednesday too.
Well, let's just plan on Tuesday. Let's get it over with.
Tuesday
Okay.
works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sweet. That would be nice. Thanks, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sweet. Okay, so we'll plan on meeting Tuesday, and then we need 2 team leaders. Is that what I'm understanding for next week?
Do we just want same time for Tuesday, 8:30? Or do you want to do earlier?
What does everyone else want?
I'm open for whatever.
What time do you get off work, Jared?
I usually get off work at 5, so 4 o'clock your time.
Okay. Are you in East Coast? Oh no, you're Central. Forgot.
Central.
The earliest I could do, I guess, Mountain Time, the earliest I could do would be no, the
Let's do 8:30. That sounds good.
Yeah.
8:30 works. I'll be in the car
I
for a
have
couple
to
hours.
run my
Anyway.
kids everywhere in the evening on Tuesday.
Is 8:30 okay, or is that too early?
No, that works. They go to bed at like 9:30, so my
Okay.
time. That'd be 7:30 your time.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Okay.
Cool.
Sweet. All right. So how did everyone? Oh, okay. Wait, we didn't forget the leaders for next week. So Amber's
Have you
already a
started
leader.
recording already? Sorry.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I started at the beginning. I was like, fill up time just in case we don't talk a lot this week.
Yeah.
So, so Amber will be a leader, and then let's look who else, because I think we have a couple blanks. Do you want to just fill those in right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we may as well. We're all talking about it and looking at it.
Okay.
I can do leader for the one
Split?
week where I didn't turn anything in.
Oh, okay. So for week 12, you want to be the leader then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that Cassie?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So the
And
other, everybody's already done it twice, except for
Who's-
me and Amber, but we both have doohickeys.
Oh, you both. Who doesn't have a doohickey to turn in? Oh, that's Cassie, right?
I don't have one, so I can do.
So you already have 3. Well, you have 3 already. You don't want to load up on 15. I can do another one. That's fine.
We don't have to submit it though, do we? Since we're not leader. I mean,
No,
since
I
we've
don't
already
think
done it
so.
twice.
Yeah, once you've been leader twice, you don't have to submit the written work part of it. You just have to just record the meeting really and lead it. We only have to do 2 writing assignments each.
Okay.
Sweet. I'm trying to pull it up still. Sorry, it's like
Who's doing it? I'm typing it in. Who was doing that? Was it Devin?
Yeah, is that week 13?
Yeah.
And then we need someone for next week to split with Amber.
I can do that.
Okay, cool. Tuesday. And then do we still want to, so this is for Amber, I guess, more specifically, do we still want to get the doohickey done by Wednesday, or do you want it done by Tuesday?
Can we maybe shoot for Tuesday so Amber's not stuck doing it?
Yeah, too much over Thanksgiving if possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, cool. That works for me.
Sure. Whatever you want.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was just asking Amber what she wanted. If I don't know if she had opinion, but
It's not a big deal if it's Wednesday.
cool. And then did everyone put in their,
Thursday, but
so Wednesday night is okay if we're delayed, or I'm hoping to get done this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get my part done on a Saturday.
Yeah, I've just gotta.
ever.
Just kidding.
I have not
time
submitted my
period.
idea yet this week, so I'm going to. I'll get that done.
I haven't
Okay,
either.
I was just gonna ask.
I will try. I just have a lot more papers to do. Okay. Anyways.
So,
No intro and conclusion.
so no one submitted their ideas
Well,
other than
saw
me.
one.
Devin did.
Yeah.
Devin.
Overseer.
on the
You got
roll,
it.
apparently. This
I'll
was a
put
hard
mine
one, though. It's
I'll
hard.
put mine out there tonight. If you guys want, I can put your ideas out there too. I'm just gonna go through and start plugging stuff in tonight. I just haven't had a chance to do it.
Okay. Do you have
I
other
want-
ideas of ones? Did you say?
Yeah, so like if you want, I'll put whatever I can put in there tonight, and then if you guys want to take that idea, you can.
Okay. Because I was like, I mean, if I pick one of yours and someone could take my wages one, because I was like, this is hard. I don't know if I could write a lot on the wages, even though I know it's an important.
That's a good one.
What'd you say?
I feel like that was a good one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, if you find other solutions you think would be better to write on, let me know.
Okay.
Okay, so we're all plugged in. Everyone, can you submit your like ideas at least so we can pick maybe by tonight if possible?
Yeah.
Before you get kind of overwhelmed with other stuff. But anyway, so let's kick it into the reading. How did everyone like it?
That was a lot easier.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. I thought this week was good.
I actually
I
enjoyed this
liked
reading.
it. Right. I did too. I was like, wow. And I really liked the case study. That was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the first questions. What did you say?
You said it was one I actually enjoyed reading.
I know, and you understood.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I can understand this. So the first kind of question, first step, it talks about what do you think work would be like or life would be like working as a TSA agent, and has anyone had this kind of job? I don't know, just kind of breaking the ice, I guess, on the topic.
I think it would be extremely stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have a somebody used to be a roommate who he's been doing TSA for about 10 years now.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and like not to like just like throw him under the bus, but like knowing the kind of worker he is, I don't imagine he feels a lot of stress about the job that he does. Yeah. So I think that you can take it super seriously, as like, you read later on in the thing, it talked about there's, kind of the two different types of employees, the ones who were like kind of like true believers who like came on early when TSA first started and really believed in what they were doing, and then the other types of people who didn't necessarily have that same kind of passion. And I don't know, my friend, he definitely falls into that second category.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, I mean, I think that's with any job, you have those personalities that, oh, if I get fired, I get fired. I don't really care. Like, I'll, maybe that what you're saying with your friend, he doesn't take it, it doesn't have the passion. I loved when one of the TSO workers was saying that you have to have courtesy, patience, politeness, and attention to personal appearance. Like, I don't know, it was interesting to read the qualities. And I think in a lot of jobs, maybe not the attention to personal appearance, but in a lot of jobs you need to have these qualities, and sometimes people struggle with those qualities. Any other thoughts on, being a TSA worker? Or I guess what would you like or dislike of being a TSA worker? From the reading, from what you know?
I like the people.
Yeah, working with different people and personalities.
Yeah.
But they also talked about, the passengers that are not so nice.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a struggle.
Yeah. One of the things I think I would like about it is, you feel like if you're the type, I guess, I don't know, when the way that Jared put it is if you're the employee A, you have that passion, you want to, work to better and ensure the safety for patients. And so I think if you're that type, or not that employee A person, then like having that, passion, I think would be a positive attribute about the job. Any other thoughts? Or
I just think, honestly, for the pay for that job, for them, being the security and making sure everything is safe, they don't get paid well enough.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, like it's it made me kind of think about, they have to have a super precise job, but you also have to be able to pay enough people to do the job, but then it's not really worth it, the pay to make it worthwhile for anybody to actually go and do.
Yeah, because then they say
this
this
guy.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying, didn't they, just going with the pay, did they say it was like 25 to 35 and a year, like the salary, which is, you know,
Yeah,
10
and
or 11 or bucks an hour?
this guy had, you know, a daughter that he was trying to put through or save up to put through college on that kind of salary. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. And I mean, kudos to him because he'd been working there for a while and he doesn't get paid that much and he's a good employee. So that right there shows you that pay isn't everything.
Well, and I wondered too, because it talked about how he ended up picking up that he was able to maybe put some aside for the daughter. And so was that overworking him? Was that, you know, seem like he, you know, in order to make ends meet or to save up, you need to work more.
True. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, when you said something about that, that just made me think about it. Okay, so good. So we read this scenario. Does everyone understand it? Do we need to give kind of an overview just to help everyone, or we feel okay?
I'm good.
Okay, sweet. So let's see. Cassie, I'll ask you this then, because that says ask a specific member. What should O'Reilly, you know, I guess in a way the supervisor, do about Sanchez for his error or mistake that he made?
That one's hard, because it even said in the case where she is debating because he's such a good worker. Am I supposed to be like if I was Sanchez or what?
Just in your opinion, I think. I haven't even formed an opinion, so I think we're just trying to all just gather opinions, I guess.
I think I would keep him on just because he's such a good worker and he shows a lot of heart in the job, and I don't think you would get a lot of people like that for that pay. So I would keep him on, just maybe watch him a little more closely, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, she kind of gave some options of what they could do. One of them would be, terminating. The other one, if I remember correctly, was put him into like a lower position, which was funnily enough, the position he was working when that person ran through the exit, I guess, lane or area. And then the other one could be nothing at all, kind of giving a warning. What of those would you say? The watching, I guess, which would just be the warning, maybe? Or
yeah, I think the warning, because you don't want to put him in a lower job. I don't know. That would start making. I feel like that would make him like not be as excited to go to work.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know.
What are other people's opinions on what to be done?
I mean, they talked about in that other article that we read, you know, just going through the steps. Did it say he had already had some sort of thing that happened prior to this? He had to go through some training or something because of it, right?
Some extra training. I think I can't remember what exactly it was, but yeah, he had to have extra training.
I mean, I think it's a little severe to say, okay, take, suspended day off, we'll pay you, like they said in the article. I think that's a little bit too severe for this case. But maybe he needs talked to. I don't know. I just feel like he's a good worker. He made a mistake.
So his first mistake, I guess, and I don't think it really was a mistake. He just had to be recertified due to poor performance on screening audit. So I guess he was missing stuff. Yeah, so then he had to do that training. And that was something they said that could be an option is, give him more training and exercises to be better at screening, but he's already had them. I don't know.
Well, it sounds like, he's not missing something screening. He clearly made a mistake. But
it also sounds like he was just chit-chatting with his daughter. It wasn't an emergency. He could have, he probably knew he wasn't supposed to be doing that. So I just think he just needs talked to. Sometimes, when you bring someone in and talk to them, it scares the crap out of them and they know not to do it again. He's already been talked to once, but it was about something totally different. So I would just bring him in and talk to him. He knows he did something wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, he worried about it. He left that day. He left that day upset, even though he knows that nothing bad happened. He was still kicking himself for what he did.
And I think that, being upset will kind of push him to be more aware and maybe not be on his phone, which I think also being on his phone, it could be a supervisor's problem too, because they've obviously not enforced not being on the phones as much as they should. If he's just chit-chatting on his phone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So if he stays on, what do you think like the other, you know, employees or TSO employees will think?
What was the question?
So if he stays on and they do, you know, maybe discipline without punishment, what do you think the reaction will be from the other TSO employees?
Well, how do they know if he got punished or not? I mean, if you bring someone and talk to them, that's confidential. That's not for anybody else to know.
Yeah.
Well, then I meant like if he's not fired for this case, then what do you think the reaction, or, you know, what will they think, or how will they react from
I mean, I can see the younger kids that, you know, are coming on that are just using it as a stepping stone. I mean, they're probably going to think, okay, it's cool to be on my cell phone because he didn't get fired.
I don't know. It sounds like that there was enough of a situation like cause that everyone noticed what was going on, that I think that all that hubbub could really make it seem to other people like how important of an issue it really was. And that's easy to miss things if you're on your cell phone. And maybe that the whole situation that had occurred where, you know, someone just has to be pulled off of an airplane and things like that, maybe that could just be, I don't know, a teachable enough moment right there.
Maybe his quote punishment could be to come up with a training session that he can have with the other TSOs about, you know, the effects or the things that could happen if you use your cell phone.
Yeah, I was actually, when Jared was saying that, I was thinking that I think a training would be cool, you know, to bring up these things of, you know, what, you know, proper use of phone or not using the phone. And I didn't think about him actually putting on the training. That would be interesting. Admitting his mistakes, I guess, in public. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So he not only, I guess, disturbed their airport, but he also disturbed the other airports. Do you think, like, because what my writing has to be on is that the airport is making a press release saying this is the punishment, and, you know, kind of talking about what they decided. And so do you think other airports and the public will be satisfied if we decided, hey, you know, Sanchez has the warning and, you know, he has to do a training or whatever we did decide? Do you think they'll be satisfied with that?
Maybe he needs to go back through new, you know, orientation again. And like I said, maybe he has to provide some sort of training, like headed up.
Yeah. We always think about with like, oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, I feel like it's getting down to, like, you know, what's the purpose in discipline? Are we trying to punish him for a mistake that he made, or are we trying to correct the behavior so that it doesn't happen again in the future?
Yeah.
I think if we're firing him, then we're just punishing him because he made a mistake. But I think that's more important. He's already a good worker. I think that we want to focus on correcting the behavior. You know, there's a chance the public's not going to like that, but also, how long is the public going to care?
Yeah, that's true. So,
Yeah,
sorry, keep going, Cassie.
Oh, I was just saying I agree with that.
So since we decided we don't want to fire him, which I agree, what would have taken for us to say, hey, yeah, we think he should be fired? Like, what if that guy did have a gun in his bag and ran through and shot up and killed a lot of people? You know, like, the scenario, just from what the person that ran through, could have been completely different. Would that have taken us to choose to fire him?
It's the same for, like, police officers. If they do something while they're on duty, or even if they're off duty, they can get suspended. Normally, they don't just get fired. I mean, there's an investigation that goes on, and I don't know. I just feel like he's a good guy.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him.
Like, I think, like, it can't be a results-based thing. Like, if he was on his phone and somebody got through, and if we decide that that's a fireable offense, then I think that we need to make the choice also that anytime somebody's on their phone while at work in the security, working the TSA booth and everything, if they go on their phone, whether somebody goes through or not, then I think we're also saying that they should be fired. So I think it needs to have a like a pattern of it happening or something like that. Like even like a second time, if you're caught with your phone, not if somebody goes through, but like if you're caught with your phone a second time, then I think that that's where you either that other reading that said, you know, they take a day at home and think about if this is something that they really need to be doing or really want to be doing, if this is a good fit for them, then steps like that can be taken.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then maybe like if they were to take, you know, that steps into firing him, making that policy of, like you just said, Jared, you know, if you're on your phone or you have a second offense on your phone, then you will be dismissed or whatever. So
yeah, because I think like our choice in this, like it can't be results based. It can't. It should be the right choice whether something catastrophic happens or not. It can't
I agree.
It can't be like, oh, it was the right choice to fire him because something catastrophic happened. It should be fire him whether or not something super bad happened because of it, or don't fire him whether or not. So I think the choice should be the same there. The right choice will always be the right choice.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. So Amber and Cassie, I'll ask one of you guys, since we have all been chit-chatting a lot. What do you guys think that, I guess, Sanchez's mistake or whatever, was the security breach entirely his fault, or do you think other people, you know, are at fault too?
That's hard.
Well, the one thing I found it weird that it was wasn't a traveler that like caught it. Like, why didn't one of the workers catch it?
Yeah, that's true. And if you look at the little diagram of kind of how it looks, at least from my past experience at airports, usually like that little exit screen, I guess, is kind of like translucent almost, or maybe even opaque, and so you can't see a ton through it. So maybe that's why they didn't catch them, because they're on the other side. I don't know, but I think they'd probably see them, you know, him running past.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's entirely his fault, just because there's other people around. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like in the reading, it says there's approximately usually 25 TSOs and 2 to 3 LTSOs on a given shift. And so I don't know if they're all there in that one A or B section, but you know, there's a lot of other eyes that could have witnessed it or seen it. What are you guys, Jared and Alyssa's thoughts? If you have any.
And there's I don't know, I think that maybe it's not entirely his fault, but I don't think that should even necessarily be offered to him when talking to him about the mistake that he made. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, while like others might share responsibility, I don't think it should be like lifted off his shoulders at all.
Yeah, that's true.
He wouldn't have been the only TSO there. He might have been maybe the only one for that, whatever you call it, that
exit lane. Or
whatever. Maybe. I doubt it. Why would you have one person? You know what I mean? If they have that many people employed, why would you just have one person?
Because I think
maybe they do.
I think they sit on a little stand just right outside the exit, so that when people are leaving to like go and grab their bags, then you know, then like they can, oh yeah, hey, so they make sure no one's going the opposite way, you know, to running into like the airport where they can catch the flight. But I agree, there's got to be people around that, you know.
But that was his job, though. I mean, that was his spot.
Yeah. If you look at like the diagram, you can see the TSO and the travel document checkers are kind of right around there, but they would be able to see that that guy was, you know, running through.
It's just embarrassing that it wasn't it another passenger that saw it.
Yeah, another traveler mentioned it.
I mean, that right there is just embarrassing for him because, well, and for the airport in general.
Yeah. So do you think like maybe, so the question kind of, one of the questions asked about like what could they have done to prevent the situation? You know, you talked about Alyssa, maybe there should be more than just one person in that area. What else do you guys think could be done to prevent this situation in the future?
You know, he'd been there for a while, and sometimes when you're comfortable, you get kind of lazy in following the policies, I would think. Maybe they need to have, and maybe they do, but I would just suggest those extra training sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Just like a stricter phone policy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
There should be no reason why you're on your phone.
Yeah, that could be too. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean, unless it was a true emergency, but
Yeah.
Now he was talking to his daughter about getting her homework done so they could hang out
I
in the
mean, my
afternoon.
thing is couldn't, I don't know. I don't know that you'd want to take a cell phone from somebody altogether if that could be a means of reporting, you know, suspicious behavior. If he can't get to, you know, I don't know if they have walkie-talkies or what they do.
Yeah.
But,
If they don't have something else, I think that that'd be something that need to be addressed in conjunction with this, because they need something, obviously, but I don't know, just like enforcing like a strict no cell phone policy when you're at the security checkpoints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's also interesting, when I was reading, I realized that he had worked until 8 p.m., working a 6 or 8 hour shift, and then went back on at 3 a.m. Or a gap of, you know, sleep. And so I think maybe even adding something, a policy of having to have a, I don't know, some kind of gap of when they can come back to work, because I mean, I'm sure he's exhausted. I'm sure, you know, he has to do all these different things, you know, to-do lists that he has to do, you know, while he's at work, because he doesn't have enough time off other than maybe getting some hours of sleep.
I'm gonna throw it out there, like it sucks, but like as a potential discipline that might make some sense, is that if it is fatigue and everything like that, that he misses and working all his overtime, maybe limit his overtime for at least temporarily.
No, that's a good idea. Would stink, but that is a good idea. So one of the things that, you know, I thought about was maybe, I mean, I feel like Sanchez, you know, finds meaningful, I guess, purpose in his job, but, you know, maybe he has forgotten why he is a TSA worker, and a lot of employees might have forgotten. So what can TSA do to make their employees feel that their job is more meaningful?
well, it talked about how they couldn't really progress in their jobs. There needs to be some sort of reason they want to stay there.
Yeah.
That's what gives their job meaning.
Mm-hmm. Maybe more recognition.
Yeah, I like that.
Employee of the month or something.
TSA of the month. Yeah, I like that, because I mean, we talked about how, you know, sometimes just that recognition of saying, hey, you did a great job, you know, goes a longer way than money at times.
Yeah. Or maybe interviewing some customer, like travelers who worked with those specific TSA workers, or just interviewing them and ask what they liked, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Passenger satisfaction surveys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right after they go through the TSA.
What did you like?
How'd we do?
Did you feel safe?
At the hospital.
Pat down.
Yeah.
My pat down. At the hospital that I'm doing my internship at, they have this thing called town meeting, where the C-suite, so the executive suite, they get together with, you know, a different department, and they go over the goals of the hospital, you know, what like their quality of care is doing for people in the community. And so they kind of get this like hyped meeting. I wonder if doing something similar to that would help at least, you know, remind them of like their purpose and why they do what they do. I don't know, maybe that will give them more excitement. And then doing the employee of the month, the recognitions during that or something.
Yeah. I was going to say doing something like that, or even sharing their mission statement to start the meeting, or
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we have to do some role play.
Oh no.
Oh, good.
I know, right? So who wants to be O'Reilly? A female.
I'll be her.
Okay, Alyssa, since you love role playing so much. And sorry, Jared, you are Sanchez because it wanted me to guide to be Sanchez if possible, and it is possible. So
Right.
you are
Tough break.
Sanchez.
So Amber, are we passengers?
So you are the observers, and so we're going to have your comments in a few minutes. But so O'Reilly, Alyssa, this is the moment when Sanchez is about to show up for work. And so you need to tell him what the decision is, what we've decided or what you've decided since you're the supervisor. And then the observers, you're going to kind of just see what you notice, how O'Reilly reacts and how Sanchez reacts to the discipline and what they could have done differently.
Oh, great.
Okay.
This is
Yeah.
giving me anxiety.
I have anxiety too.
I know.
All right. Go for it.
Wait, what's his name?
Sanchez. Sanchez.
I don't even know
That's
your
a
name.
bad
Are
time
you
for
an
me keeping my
employee of mine? You even work here? All right. Hi, Sanchez.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. So I brought you in today to talk to you. Obviously, you know what I brought you in to talk to you about.
You give me a hard time about my phone again?
You shouldn't have that kind of attitude. Okay.
I know.
No. I'm sorry. Yeah,
You're like,
clearly
yes,
I made a
ma'am.
mistake yesterday. I'm sorry about that.
Did you have time to think about it?
It's something that I'm certainly not going to make that kind of mistake again. That was pretty stupid and irresponsible of me.
Okay, great. Do you think there's anything maybe that you could have done differently?
Well, hindsight's 2020. Clearly, I could have, saved personal call like that when I'm on break or something like that, and not brought my phone out to the security area.
Okay. What is your suggestion of what should happen, how we should move forward?
Well, I care a lot about my job, so obviously I would be super grateful if I didn't lose that. I care about what I do, and it's really important to me. I know myself I can make a commitment to not even bring my phone out into this area anymore. My daughter knows that if there's an emergency, she can contact me through our office, and then we can get a hold of me that way. But I can just make sure I take that step so the situation doesn't ever happen again, and I don't put myself or the airport in that kind of situation again.
Great, that's what we like to hear. All right, so am I supposed to give a decision, like what we're doing?
Yep.
All right, so we've decided that we value you as an employee. You've worked here for a while, and you've given us several years of hard work and dedication, and we've decided that it would not benefit us to fire you. However, we would like for you to go back through our new hire orientation just to get a refresher on some of our policies. Some things have changed since you've been here, and maybe we haven't been as forward as we should have been, making sure that you receive that training. So we're going to do that, and then we're also going to put you through some other training to prep you going forward. How do you feel about that? Are you still there?
He's crying.
Too shocked.
Dramatic effect.
Speechless.
But really, are you there?
I think we lost.
Oh no! The worst possible moment.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
No.
No, we cannot hear you, is what we meant to say. Good thing you could hear that, because that was a great response.
Just give me the big thumbs up, Jared, if you're good with that.
That was good timing.
He
Jump
left.
like you're-
He didn't agree with that. He darted out of the office like Napoleon Dynamite. guess this is done.
Okay, cool. Good job, guys. I loved Jared's gangster attitude.
That was so good.
Like, he's compassionate and loves his job, and he's like, "What's up?"
Oh my god, yeah. I just want to say how dramatically or how drastically his attitude changed.
I know. That was the best. So, observers, what did you notice? I thought you guys did an awesome job, and Alyssa, you especially did awesome. So what did you guys notice? Do you think O'Reilly did the right thing? What would you have done differently? That's you too, girl.
Oh, yes. I think
It's like dead silent. Nobody's saying anything.
Like, did your guys' mic go out too?
Yes, I think she did the right thing. I thought she was very thorough in what she expected of him to do. So it was good.
And I liked how she asked him like what he
What
thought
he
of the
thought.
situation and everything.
Yeah, I like that too. That was cool.
I've had to hire and fire before, so I'm used to this.
Yeah, you played it off really well.
Yeah, it was good.
And I think, one of the questions said, how would you tell someone you respect and care for them if he's not performing well? And I think you did well. You said, we appreciate you, we value you. And then you asked his opinion. I think you don't even have to say we respect you. In that way of asking his opinion of what you think should happen from there on, shows that you respect him. Was that, okay, let's say you said you fired and hired in the past. Is it hard? Was that situation hard, if it were to be real?
It is very hard because, especially if you have a relationship, like a outside work relationship with this person, or if you have a good working relationship with this person, and it's very hard to put that aside and separate those feelings and let them go.
Yeah, that would be hard.
And to think about, they need that job or they need that money. They have families to take care of. Like, there's so many variables that play into that.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be challenging. I've never had to do that, thankfully, but I'm sure in future positions I will. So for the kind of final, it's the first wrap up, then there's a final wrap up. But so for each team member, they just kind of ask to get a final decision about what you would have done in the case. Would you have fired Sanchez? And I think we're kind of all on the same page, but I'm just going to go over it again. Fire Sanchez, put Sanchez on probation, give Sanchez a paid leave, or require Sanchez to receive additional training. So, Alyssa, I feel like we saw your decision of receiving additional training. Is that what you would go with, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay. And then Cassie and Amber, how about you guys?
Yeah, additional training is what I would do.
Same.
I feel like we've already discussed everything about it, so.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I don't know if your opinion gets lost in the, craziness. But Jared, I'm guessing you're the same too, so good. Oh, okay. He was ready.
Good idea, Jared.
Yeah.
And if it happens again, paid leave. Okay, who thinks this is good? Awesome.
I like that.
Yeah.
So so this is actually what happened. Sanchez got a warning, but was not fired. However, 2 months later, he caused another serious breach. So kind of what Jared just went with. So what would you do now?
I'd maybe put him in a different department for a while.
Yeah, I feel like since it's
You're going into the sandwich shop.
I feel
Yeah,
like,
it's gonna work out. Little vendor booth in the middle.
Since it's his second offense, I feel like I would do the paid leave. I wouldn't want to fire him. I don't know.
What did
I
he
don't
do?
want to put him
Did
on
it say?
probation. It just said caused another serious breach. So
This guy either has really, really bad luck.
Yeah,
or
seriously.
maybe he's not in the right profession. Maybe he's good with people. Maybe he's just not right in the right job.
Maybe he's
Maybe he's
overworked.
going blind. I don't know. So I would almost say put Sanchez on probation.
Yeah.
I always think about this, and I don't know if this is when I've seen in the past and over my life, you know, when a teenager goes into the bishop, right, and they kind of give them like the slap on the wrist, but don't actually give them maybe something that's going to make them think about it, work for forgiveness and repentance. This is just an example, in my own opinion. Then they typically go and do it again. And so I wonder if, you know, just that warning, is that just the slap on the wrist, you know, not really showing him, hey, we're serious about this. This is causes, you know, this can harm you, just like, you know, not seeking forgiveness can harm you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Just
I feel like since he did just get a warning, that he was really good about it for a couple of weeks and then slipped back into his old ways. So I don't know.
Yeah. I guess, what does this case teach us, teach you about like discipline?
To not be on your cell phone. Kidding.
That's a legitimate problem, I think. I mean,
no, yeah, especially with our generation, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I feel like there needs to be a balance. You know, you don't want to be too harsh the first time, but you don't want to be too lenient and do the slap on the wrist. You want, you know, that perfect amount.
We talked about mentors before. Could we not? I like the probation. I like the probation idea. He's not to be left alone in that position by himself till he's off of that probation. I feel like he needs a mentor to kind of help him maybe identify some of those things that maybe he's not catching.
Yeah, I like that, the mentoring. I think that would be good. Kind of takes away his autonomy, so he can't make those mistakes by himself, at least. Any other thoughts on that? I guess because this whole section's about discipline, so I don't know if you've learned anything about discipline with this case study or whatever other thoughts you have.
I just think like there's an appropriate time to do things, say things. In the workplace, it's a whole other ballgame. There are policies and procedures you have to follow. You know, when you're home, do what you want. It's your house. But, you know, when you're working under someone else's roof, you kind of just need to do what you're told.
Yeah, kick it into gear and follow those policies. So what was the most important thing that each of you have learned from this case? Oh, there needs to be a clear policy so that there is no indecision about how to handle discipline. I agree. That's good. I like that. I think right now their policy is whoever the supervisor is the one that makes the decision. But I think, like you were saying, dear, there needs to be something more clear so that, you know, if it happens again, or O'Reilly has some kind of thing to work off of and make a decision. Maybe they can have like case studies of, I don't know, other airports and things that have happened and what those managers or supervisors had done in the past. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the most important thing that you guys each have learned? Again, start with Alyssa.
Oh gosh. I think the thing that I learned the most from the lesson was from actually not from this case study, but from the other article, is that and I forget how they put it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But they talked about how with the, I can't remember what the terminology they use.
It's so funny to you guys.
I'm so sorry. We keep seeing Jared trying to talk.
Oh, trying to type.
He's coming up like he's talking, but he's not.
Oh.
Just the different disciplinary approaches. How there is a process. Like, don't just. It says something about, you know, in one method your plan is to fire them, so you're building a case around that to be able to fire them. I like where we learned about, you know, the whole process of it, like, you know, talk to them, give them a warning, offer them assistance, let them have a voice, let them, you know, give their side of the story, you know, follow that whole process instead of someone does something wrong and then they're done.
Yeah. The zero policy kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about you? How about you, Cassie?
I feel like just, I don't know, just do your job, I guess. Just be excited about your job and just try to do what your boss tells you, because, I mean, if I was in the boss's shoes, I wouldn't want to have to fire someone because they made one simple mistake. So just do your job right.
Yeah. What about you, Amber? Oh, hi, Jared.
I was gonna say, kind of along the lines with Alyssa, I like that article, how it kind of took like a positive approach to discipline, and like you were like your goal is more like help them do their job right than like punish them for doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jared, I know. Oh, there we go. You have to find the balance between being strict and lenient. There also needs to be enough flexibility to tailor to each person. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I love like the core values of, you know, the airport, and them talking about they need to be respectful and dedicated to making others better. One of the things they said is we are a people who embrace and stand ready for change. So, you know, maybe they need to, you know, have that policy where they are not too lenient but not too strict. They need to enforce training policies. I don't know. I think refocusing on their core values and pushing for them, I think, will help their company improve as a whole.
I think something we didn't address was that, so like I can't think of words tonight, the consequences in one job, industry, profession may be more severe, as we saw in this. It could have been more severe. Then it would be, say, you're working at McDonald's and you drop the hamburgers on the floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think we need to keep that into perspective too, that there's different levels depending on what the job is.
Especially for this job, you know, like we had talked about before, that guy who ran past with his blue bag could have had a gun in it and killed a bunch of people, you know, like, so I feel like they do need to have maybe like stricter rules put in place and policies put in place because of those consequences, like you just said.
Mm-hmm.
So what could they do to, you know, so if they were to put out a press release, this is kind of part of my assignment that I have to do, but what could they say to answer the public's question about what that airport is doing to ensure future safety and the airline's concern about safety and delays?
Maybe just come up with a good policy that shows that they're going to follow this policy from now on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, when something big like this happens, or something where, you know, the public knows about it and the public wants answers and they want you to do something about it, coming out and saying we're implementing a new policy procedure, we're doing, you know, a new this and that, instead of just saying we're going to go over our old policies with them, this is what we're doing new going forward.
Yeah, that's true.
They're saying they're doing
like that.
more training or something. And just letting the public
new training.
They take this seriously.
Yeah, I think that's true. Like, you know, just addressing, like, we take safety seriously, and we want to ensure that, you know, all passengers are safe and that flights are running on time. You know, and so we've implemented these new policies and trainings. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Well, that is it for our discussion. Yeah. Any last minute thoughts or anything? Or sorry, it was long. I guess we got started late, but it was good. I thought it was a really good discussion. I hope you guys enjoyed it too.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Thank you for being with me.
Of course. So yeah, so I'll look for those. I mean, I guess we can all look for us to post our things tonight, and then so we can start working on them.
Okay, so real quick, I went out there and put one underneath mine. I put a heading under Jared. He can go with that one or not. There's really not that much, I feel, to talk about because they all kind of mesh together.
Yeah.
So I tried to pull out the ideas. Something that, because my brother took this class, I can't remember. He's taken this class before. He said, and I probably should have told you guys this before, but when you were pulling out your ideas, look for the heading. So like the problem should be, for example, this week we talked about, give me 1 second. So we talked about discipline and wage and hour laws. That could be our issue.
No, yeah, that's how I've been finding the past ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of, and because they all just kind of, some of them just kind of run together.
Yeah, that's what's hard. So
anyway, I put one out there. I put a problem out there for Jared. I don't know that there's any, because the problem I put for Jared is actually for next week. And we're not there yet. So
yeah, which would fall under, because it's not due until the Monday after, so it would fall under this category. We could also do, I saw you added discipline under one of mine, which is fine. I'm totally down for that. We could also do discipline as its own, but I don't know how, if someone wanted to try and
I like
thing.
that because just to like maybe lack of discipline.
Yeah. And then
because there were a lot of things going on that shouldn't be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that Cassie right now? I'm gonna put lack of discipline. I see someone in there.
It's not me, but
I'm typing.
Sorry, well, it's going under your category right now.
No, that's fine.
Lack of discipline.
That's funny. So yeah, so filling in those holes will be good, and then we can vote on them and pick.
Okay.
So, all right, sweet guys.
Sweet.
So we decided for Tuesday at 8:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, and we're gonna have our part of the paper. What are we shooting for? I want to have mine done.
Shoot for Tuesday, and if not, Wednesday.
Okay.
Oh
Just
yeah.
'cause
Sounds good.
I know I probably won't be done.
Well, you said you're not gonna start looking at it until Thursday, right, Amber?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll shoot for Tuesday too. So I'll fall with Cassie until Wednesday, but okay.
Okay.
All right, you guys have a great night.
Cool.
You
You
too.
too. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks.
bye.
Bye.
Yeah.